Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Bullying Reported Please podcast, where we tackle the tough conversations surrounding bullying, from the schoolyard, the workplace, and even to the church. Bullying can leave scars that are lifelong. So we're here to eradicate bullying at all levels. I am your hostess, E. Jones Blacksher. So let's make reporting bullying the norm and not the exception. Tune in to empower yourselves and make a difference in the fight against bullying. On today's episode, we will talk about steps to reporting bullying. Steps to reporting bullying. Gather all the evidence. That's number one. Let's gather as much evidence as we possibly can. And we'll start with the 8 W's. I say 8 W's because it shouldn't be too hard to remember. It's 8. The first one is who? Who bullied you? Be specific. Call names if you know the person's name. And I'm talking about right now more so in a school environment. More so in a school environment. We'll talk about the workplace and other areas on a later podcast. However, today I'm very focused on the school. School's about to get ready to start all around the nation. I know here it will start next month. So we need to put these things in our minds, have the system already laid out in our minds. So when schools start, we won't have to look it up because we've already done our homework. The first, again, who? Who bullied you? What? What was said? What was done? Be very, very specific. Name calling, pushing, shoving, alienating you from your friends or the group. Cyberbullying, what was said, text messages. Please keep all your text messages. Screenshot the social media. So we'll know exactly what we're looking at. When? Each time. When did this happen? When? Every time. Jot it down. Jot it down every time. Because remember, in order for it to be bullying, it has to be repetitive. Repetitive. Where? Where did this take place? If it was at your school. Let's say, for instance, it was at your school. Well, was it during recess? Was it during lunch? Was it during breakfast? First period class? Second, 7? Where? In the gym? In the hallway? In the bathroom? Be very specific. Be very specific. And then let's talk about witnesses. Who witnessed it? Was a teacher present? Was an administrator present? Fellow students? Witnesses. It is very important that you get the witnesses. The second who? Who did you tell? Did you tell an adult? What adult did you tell? You told the teacher, the cafeteria manager, the custodial worker? Who did you tell? And after you told them, what happened? What action did they take? What did they do? Now that you've gathered all that information, writing. Put it in writing. Have you heard it said? Well, if it's not in writing, then it didn't exist. Put it in writing. Gather your information. Who did it? What was done? When? Where? Witnesses. Who did you tell? What did they do about it? Put it in writing. Be as specific and as detailed as you can. Once you put this in writing, then what? Then what? Well, submit it to the school administration. I highly suggest that you correspond via email. Keep your paper trail. Follow up that email with a letter. Now, in order to keep a good paper trail, I would send that letter certified with a return receipt. Somebody got to sign for it. And you keep all this information. Pull your school, your district, and your state Board of Education procedures for reporting bullying. Make sure that you're very familiar with that. Follow it to the letter. Follow that to the letter. Send the documents. Send your document to the school administration. Wait. Now, I'm not saying wait long. Follow up. Follow up. Because this is very important. This is very, very, very important. In a school environment, in that school environment, I don't know about the schools you were in, but stop and think about it. If you get, per se, picked on, well, needless to say, bullied, then it has a tendency to attract other people. Unfortunately, negative behavior begets negative behavior. And you tend to get followers in doing negative things. So if you allowed me to pick on you, then the next person is going to think they can pick on you too. And they can bully you. So in a minute, you'll get a crowd. So let's nip it at the bud right now. Don't even give that time to grow. Submit that letter. Submit everything you have in writing to the school administration. There are specific guidelines. Check out your state. Check out your school. Check out your school district. Some say they have 7 days. Some may say they have 3. Again, this is very, very important. Think about the life of your child. What it's doing to your child. No parent want to see their children suffer. But this is actually what's going on when a child is being bullied. They are suffering. Do not allow them to suffer any longer. Do something about it. Write that letter, send them an email with a red receipt. Send in that letter. You got that receipt. Know your laws. Know your rights. Know your rights. I've researched different states. Some have bullying laws, some don't. Some don't. So I can't sit here and give you a blanket rule of thumb for every school district or every state. Know what your rights are. What if I don't hear from them? Follow the letter. Follow the procedure. Contact them again. But what if it was something criminal? Well, contact your law enforcement officer. Contact law enforcement. If it was an act that is illegal, cause physical harm, then you can consult with your law enforcement officials. However, again, even reporting to them make sure that you have all your facts and everything is very, very well documented. Follow up, follow up, follow up, and follow through with the complaint. Well, I went to the school and they did nothing about it. My child is still continuing to be bullied. Well, how about, as a parent, you have rights to go to that school and sit in that class with your child. Get permission to go and observe your child, especially your younger children. Especially your younger children. Go see what's going on yourself. And unfortunately, there have been cases where the acts of bullying and the lack of action has led parents to seek legal advice. You know when it's time to elevate. You know when it's time. I'm not going to say consult an attorney first. Try to work it out at the lowest level and as civil as possible. Remember, your child is going to that school, but let that not be a deterrent, because we want to make that school a better place for all children, not just yours. This is our goal, to eradicate bullying at all levels. And today I'm talking about the schools. And it has been proven that the older your children get, the more independent they become, and the less involved we as parents are. In kindergarten, Head Start kindergarten, elementary school, we're all in it. We're in it. We're protecting our babies like a mother hen. Well, as the children get older, they have a tendency to want their independence, and we feel that they don't need us as much. Well, pay attention to your children. Know what's going on in their lives. Keep an open dialogue with them. Trust your children to let you know what's going on. And listen. Observe. Would you say stop, look, and listen? Listen to your children. Pay attention to your children. Because as I had said on another podcast, grade slipping. Don't want to go to school. Oftentimes they say they're sick in order not to go to school. They're called and say, my stomach hurting, or I don't feel well, come and get me. And quick as they get home or quick as they get in a car, their whole attitude change. They don't talk to you, they lose their appetite, and these kind of things. So let's just sit down and talk with our children and try to figure out what in fact is going on, because sometimes it could be something a lot more serious than we could ever imagine. And again, when reporting that bullying, gather all your information. Be as thorough, be as detailed as you possibly can. Know the policies of the school district, as well as your state board of education, and as well as your state laws regarding bullying, and the procedures, the timelines, and what the school is, what they're supposed to do. And again, let's nip this. Let's cut it off at the roots, because we do not want to lose any of our children to this crisis. Bullying. Thank you so much for joining me today on this podcast. We talked about reporting bullying. Put it in writing. Put it in writing. Put it in writing. Please like, share, subscribe so that you'll know when you'll be notified the next podcast will be launching. So again, this is E. Jones Blacksher, your hostess for Bullying Reported Please. Let's stand together against bullying, one report at a time. It's okay to not be okay. Reach out and touch someone today. Be kind. Show love. You'll have a blessed and awesome day. Thank you.